refrain from that because of specific people I know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to cause them problems.
Yes, I get it.
Like, business-wise, I don't care.
Yeah, Donald.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey, y'all.
Also, I just realized at this moment that I had not yet opened Core Class Starscream, so I'll mess with that during pre-show.
Oh,
Hey, Don,
nice.
I just realized today that Fred Files on Twitter is your friend Fred.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I met him at Superflea over 5 years ago.
How many? 5 years ago?
25.
No, I interact with him quite a bit, but like I just didn't know that he was the Fred.
Yeah, he's probably my second oldest friend, best friend kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I always knew Fred Files was that Fred, but that's because Don connected him to me when I was able to get all the Skywarp and Thundercracker 2-packs.
yeah, because he lives around King,
Mm-hmm.
yet there's like never anything there because it's Winston and it's a completely cesspool that needs to be nuked from orbit.
Winston's
All right.
I've had some luck in Winston with stuff. Rarely.
I've never, even growing up near there, I would always prefer going to Greensboro. I never liked Winston-Salem. I never liked it. It was just never fun to go to. I mean, I would go to Brindle. They had a Brindle's. They had a really good cable. Well, it was good at one point. And back when Haynes Mall didn't suck.
Yeah.
And they had Toys R Us. And they had an Acme Comics branch in there for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it was, but I mean, hands down, it was just as easy for me to get to Greensboro. Have a lot more to do than it was. Because if you go to Greensboro, you can hit High Point.
Yeah.
If you go to Winston, you kind of like.
I get it.
Yeah, there's nothing. Unless you're going to
so if you could drive to Clemens and you could hit the Kmart there, but there's still not,
Or Cook Flea Market on a weekend if you wanted to.
Oh, I haven't been there in forever. It was so weird. The last time I was there was like 10 years ago. And even though it's illegal, technically, I think they still allowed indoor smoking. And it was just so weird walking through there, like people inside smoking. And I'm like, what?
So what? Huh? What is that about the Ark?
Are you you haven't checked the news or anything?
No, I just got home. Lunch break was going because I've got a really screwed up knee right now. I've been having trouble with my knee lately.
Oh.
So I go to work, I go to lunch, I go and I just sit and I don't even really do anything but eat and just relax because of my just wanting to try to get some rest in. But now I saw there was some leaks from.
This isn't leaks.
Oh, okay. But I haven't had a chance to really check the news today.
Well, I'm about to put it in the show notes, so.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go skim.
Hey, so I haven't been told not to share this, so I haven't shared it on Twitter, but I guess I need to. There's going to be some live fan participation stuff during the Hasbro live stream. It's Friday.
Okay.
So I'm going to be on like a reaction video thing. So where I get to talk about like my thoughts and opinions on what is going on. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Brian, can you put a link to the show notes in our chat?
Well, here,
please?
no, just go to tfradio.net. Just look here. There's this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also a good option.
Okay.
And me do the other thing. So
I saw. I am still not sure if I should. I'm off tomorrow, and I'm really tempted to spend the money for Pulse to see everything, even though I know it'll be everywhere with like 20 minutes after they talk about it. It's just
wait. You don't have to pay to see it.
No, I mean the whole Pulse, the event thing tomorrow.
Oh, you will have to pay to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's just I'm just don't know whether. What do y'all think? Do you think it'd be worth it just to go ahead and get it?
I went ahead and renewed my membership for it.
Shaking my head disapprovingly at you.
I mean, it's just I don't want to, but I've ended up blowing that much money before on others.
Hey, Don, you know what you can do? PayPal has this now pay in 4 thing. Where you could get it'll break it out into like 4 payments. You can pay it over the next 2 months.
No, it's not that. It's just I'm so dissatisfied with like the service that I've been getting from them. It's like the free shipping no matter what would be great if everywhere else wasn't getting everything first.
And
it's like unless it's a Hasbro Plus Pulse exclusive, then and no one else is going to have it, then it's not really saving me anything. Unless there's that one thing that, you can't get anywhere else and it sells out, then I'm like, just, I don't know. I may do it. I may not. I haven't decided yet.
So there is supposed to be something else coming that's like Centurion, which probably will end up being a Pulse exclusive. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you'll need Pulse Premium to get that, but Pulse Premium will probably have first shot at it. And
yeah. Now, who did? Now I know Paladin knows who did. Was Centurion's Kenner? As far as the line, who did that? No, Galoob. Was it Galoob? Because I'm just wondering if Hasbro could do since you said Centurion. I'm just wondering if.
Rob, do you remember that Pinky and the Brain short, the Pinky POV?
Vaguely, but it's been a while.
But it's literally what the title says. It's like seeing everything through Pinky's eyes, so that you can like kind of follow along with why Pinky is the way he is every episode.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking that like we could have a version of that, but it's the Don POV, and how Don gets to his like leaps from every innocent thing we say.
Manny Care is saying that Centurions was Kenner.
Kenner.
Yeah.
Well, it's possible. Yeah, it's possible Hasbro could do it. I was never a big Centurions person, but I know like Paladin loves it. And after we get a complete Visionaries reboot, that's something they can do.
Yeah. Hey, Matt.
Hey.
Ho, 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 ho. So, Jess Kate, Queen Stodge. Is it Stodge? Yeah. I've never actually said it out loud.
Yeah, I assume.
She posted a Digibash of animated Omega Supreme.
Oh, that's hers. Okay.
Yeah.
That was shared in our Discord. It was unattributed, though. Damn it, Paladin.
Yeah. Don, so here, let me give you the link.
I mean, it looks good in as much as the way they laid out Omega Supreme's colors on an art shape looked good to start with. This also, I think, might have the benefit of giving us like a halfway proper colored mainframe.
Yeah.
Although that's got to be happening anyway. But we'll talk more about that during the show, I'm sure.
But the cartooner is Ruby Spears. Interesting. I mean, I guess, they worked with different folks, not just Sunbow. Worked with Deke. God knows who else. But Ruby Spears, I wonder what that actually looked like. Like, I only have like childhood memories of watching the Superman series, and I remember liking it. But like, I know a lot of people don't have good things to say about it. Some people, anyway.
I wonder if Kirby worked on Centurions. Because basically they basically set him up with a retirement plan. The only reason Kirby and Gil Kane both worked on Centurions.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I love Gil Kane.
Yeah, because
Jack Kirby too, but
yeah. But yeah, Ruby Spears basically set Kirby up for retirement. They just basically said, we're going to pay you this much a week, and we're going to make sure you have benefits. Just give us ideas. And
Sweet.
he did, and I don't think they hardly ever used any of them. I know he did some background work and some and things like that for Thundar the Barbarian, and apparently he worked on Centurions. But yeah, most of it was just them making sure that after decades of getting screwed by comics, he had an actual retirement.
That's good.
Yeah, it is. I wouldn't go in on the whole line, but I was like a couple of like Thundar, Ukla, and Ariel. Just the core 3 characters. And then you'd have to have like the Sun Sword be magnetized to his gauntlet, so that way you could still have the whole play motif there.
I hope Diecast is on tonight.
Be right back.
Was there a reason he wouldn't be?
I don't know, but I want to hurt his feelings.
Good.
I want to share my thoughts on Unicron.
That
I
you haven't
assume-
touched since Sunday.
I haven't. Yeah. Like what little I've touched, what little I've done with it, I don't want to touch it anymore. I don't. That's not like an invitation for like people out there for like no. I don't. I'm not looking to sell it, but
Ooh, Thundar just got released on Blu-ray. I did not know that.
interesting.
That would probably be weird to see. I can imagine Fort Max talking about the upscaling at this point.
Not necessarily. I mean, they could actually just rescan the film.
Yeah, that's what they did with Superman the Animated Series, and it looks great.
Yeah, because I mean, there's not any compositing. It's all
Yeah.
it's all there done. It's not like Blu-raying Star Trek or Babylon 5 or something. They don't have to recreate effect shots or anything. It's all just right there on the film, ready to go. They just have to do the scanning and remastering process on it.
Yeah, there's 2 episodes of Superman that I love.
Let me guess. Nighttime.
Yeah,
That's the one. That's the one episode I love. And
No, that's a fun episode.
it's a fun episode.
yeah.
And I can't think of another episode that I love. So I don't
Father's
see the other one.
Day.
In Brightest Day.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
Father's Day also is a really good episode.
Yeah. Well,
Because
it's
in Brightest Day had the real Green Lantern in it.
yeah.
so-
I mean, even that early on, they used Kyle instead of Hal, which was like
Well, it was the 90s, so
yeah,
yeah.
that was current with the comics.
yeah.
That's why
I was
Superman
not a
had no.
DC
Oh, he was weak as a kitten.
I was not a DC Comics kid, so like that episode was my introduction to the concept of Green Lantern, and every incarnation I've seen since then has just been a letdown compared to that episode.
I mean, the closest they've ever come to getting me to like Hal Jordan was in Green Lantern, the animated series. In that, he wasn't as bad, but because I say he had a group, Hal Jordan by himself is boring.
Incredibly boring.
But when he's in a
like
group,
Barry Allen.
Oh, Barry's worse. Barry's more boring than Hal.
yeah, it's. I mean, yeah. But it's sort of like in that Justice League Unlimited episode where John switches to Hal, and then switches back to John. It was like, well, that's hopefully that's all the Hal we're ever going to get. Was that like 30-second bit?
I don't hate Hal Jordan. Just I like Kyle way better.
Oh, Kyle's
Yeah.
so much better.
Well,
No, I like
And,
Hal.
and I like
actually.
John Stewart way better.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's but again, I like kind of the weird characters, as you may not know. One of my favorite ones is Rotlop Fan. The F Sharp Bell Corps, the only member of the F Sharp Bell Corps.
Back to Superman the Animated Series. Another really good episode is, I don't remember the title of it, but it's the one where Clark is dead.
Oh yeah, yeah, that one. There was one other one that I liked. It wasn't one of my. Oh, jeez. I have to go back and look at some clips and stuff.
That was just like a really surprisingly dark, but also kind of high concept episode.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I mean, it sounds vaguely similar to the.
Do you remember an episode with a gas chamber at the end?
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah, where it's alluded to, where
Yeah.
It's I was gonna say,
The episode where they almost depict 2 executions by gas.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean that whole run, starting with Batman all the way through Justice League Unlimited, was just overall, it was just. And when
that was excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Superman the animated series, not as much.
Yeah, but
It
Superman,
was fine. It just kind of fails for Superman's lack of like consistently engaging villains.
Yeah, it pales compared to Batman the animated series. It just doesn't compare.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I've made it all the way through Superman the animated series one time, and I've tried to go back and watch it again, and I lose interest a couple episodes in every time.
I really loved Last Son of Krypton. I think it's very good.
Yeah.
And World's Finest.
It's
God,
okay.
that is an excellent 3-parter. I mean,
Oh yeah, I have that as on a DVD, like as a standalone release.
Many
Yeah,
care saying the
full
Mixel
cut
Pitlick
without the cut.
episodes are good.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you define good.
So I saw the saddest thing. It's Mixel Pitlick Mego figure boxed, and like I'm certain there was some kid in the 70s that was the only Mego figure he got or she got. Yeah.
I like they had Gilbert Godfrey doing the voice.
Brave and the Bold was awesome.
Yeah. Well, no. This was a Superman animated series.
No. Frank in the chat saying he liked Brave and the Bold, and Brave and the Bold was excellent.
It was. Some people I know didn't like it because it was a more lighthearted Superman, and it's like your guest star is Bawana Beast.
Yeah,
and
it kind of has to be.
So Nathan saying that For the Man Who Had Everything, which is the JLU episode, was really good.
That's really good.
I
understand why it's taken as good. I did not personally enjoy it.
I love the original story from Action Comics Annual number 11. I love the story, but the adaptation just doesn't feel right to me. Just like it's like the Dave Gibbons art. Dave Gibbons art is like 80% of what for me makes that great, and it just is not there.
Oh yeah, that was Warren Gibbons, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Now, they brought up in the chat the Batman.
Didn't watch it.
It's not bad. But I think coming right after Batman the animated series, it's like you're taking over the role of the Doctor from Tom Baker.
Jumping from JLU to the Batman was a pretty harsh transition, and like they ended up reworking the Batman after season 2, I think, to make it a little bit more like what people would have expected from the beginning. And from that point, I hear it actually was generally pretty good.
It was. There's one set in the future where it's like, I don't know, 200-300 years in the future, something like that, and they find the Batcave, and they're going on bits and pieces of the legend because Mr. Freeze had been frozen, obviously.
As you do.
Yeah, as you would. And then he was running rampant in New Gotham City.
Oh, so they stole the Batman Beyond plot.
Kind of, I guess. But they had no idea what to do with a supervillain. And so they tried finding the Batcave to find out, and then they reactivated, like, Bruce put his engrams in the Bat computer, and he's advising them, like, 200 years in the future on what to do. So that was kind of interesting.
So, Manicure,
Mr. Freeze has escaped.
What's a cold breeze that blows through the house? What was the line? I don't remember exactly. Manicure, Batman, the Brave and the Bold Aquaman is the best Aquaman ever. Fully endorse this statement.
Yes. I'll be honest. The one thing that Brave and the Bold really made me mad about is the last episode where they showed that Batgirl fake series that was coming, with it being Batgirl series with Batman guest starring. It's like, I want that. I still want that. And it's like, oh, it looked, even with that kind of animation at that time, that looked so good. And it's like, we never got it. I like when they introduced Billy Batson and Brave and the Bold. It's like Billy just jumps out of the bat plane, and Adam knows who he is, and he just said, and he's like just like Shazam, and he turns into Captain Marvel, and he just puts a haymaker on. That's how we introduced to him. It's like he just jumps out of the bat wing and just clobbers Black Adam.
Hey, John. I don't think I said.
Hold up.
What?
Is that new in the background, Brian?
What new?
The thing underneath the pulse box.
Yes, that's something I want to talk about tonight.
Jesus.
What?
No,
You have it. I remember you
approve.
got it. You got it like a year ago or two.
Yeah, 2 maybe.
I got it to go with my Unicron that I got last week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I approve. So were you just trying to make me angry on Twitter?
I don't remember what I did. What did I do? I'm going to try to make you angry tonight.
Okay. Because I was calmed down because I actually talked to someone who gave me valid, good information.
Oh, really? Oh,
And
you're talking about the thing when I tagged Sean.
Yeah.
I was trying to get your goat. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. I figured that. I figured that.
It's also
I just-
entertainment. It's also entertainment for people. Our Twitter's basically the podcast.
Yeah. I assumed. I really did mean what I understand now, and that's all I wanted is some honesty. Do I sound like a woman? It's
Okay.
It's okay. It's pre-show. It doesn't have to be edited. It'll just disappear.
Yeah. Is anybody? I'm taking Friday off. I think I already mentioned that. I'm taking from work so I can watch the Hasbro Pulse thing.
I thought it was Thursday evening.
No, that's the
pre-pulse.
premium
Oh,
pre-show
okay.
thing.
Oh, I gotta work Friday, so even if I do decide to sign up, I'll probably be at work, and when everything hits, it's like, oops, sold out. 'Cause I was at work and couldn't get to it.
I lost all my vacation days when I got COVID. They took them all. So I
Oh,
had, like no vacation.
You didn't. They didn't give you. You didn't get any COVID coverage at all.
You have to use your vacation first. I had 8 days of vacation saved up, so they used that. They only paid me 2 days because I was out 2 full weeks, which is 10 days. So they used my 8 PTO days first and then paid me 2 days. So, yeah. But that's all right because I told them I was leaving if they didn't give me more money, so they gave me more money.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Nice.
So
Now
it worked out.
was that an empty threat though? Did you have anywhere to go?
That's a threat.
I was interviewing. I was like, "Hey, I have an interview here. I'm going to be late."
That's hard to be an empty threat because at that point they can just say bye.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's why it's important whether it was an empty threat or that's why I asked if he had somewhere to go then, because if they
Well,
didn't call him on it.
You have to know. Obviously, in certain working environments, you know how valuable you are, and you know if they wouldn't want to lose you. So, I was tactful about it. I wasn't like, I was like, hey, I really, took a pay cut, and it's been a year, and I really need to start making close to what I was making before.
I thought you were getting more time in, and you should have. I thought you were making more than you did because not per hour, but just overall.
No.
Oh, geez,
Yeah.
that sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I was like, listen, I have to look for other employment in order to make what I'm worth. So they worked it out.
Good.
Hey, Don,
yes,
if you're pouring anything out of a 2-liter tonight, please make sure that you mute first.
yes, I will.
'Cause I can't go in and edit that out.
Again, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. and
I'm
I
giving you crap,
apologize.
Don. But also reminding you as well.
I'm watching Timber the Wolf come out of a bus on 2 legs, dressed in a purple pimp hat and sunglasses.
What?
As a scene from
Congratulations.
as a scene from one of the Deke cartoons.
Oh.
And Snake
Oh,
Eyes
we
is
should
in
see
a-
Snake. We should see
that's
Snake
That's
Eyes
not one of the
stuff.
Deke cartoons.
I love the
That's
Deke
not one of
cartoon.
the Deke. Oh, that's right. No,
That's a Sunbow episode.
Oh, that's right. The animation doesn't suck. Sorry.
Oh yeah, the animation sucks in the Deke cartoon, but I love the Deke cartoon. But we should see some Snake Eyes stuff on Friday.
Well, they already previewed some today.
Oh, did they? Did IGN have it? Who had it?
It might have been IGN.
IGN.
It was GI Joe, so I didn't really pay attention. They were talking about it in our Discord. I just, again, was not paying attention.
Gizmodo, a popular GI Joe website.
Yeah, the only thing I saw was the mask.
Hey Brian.
Yeah.
When we talk about what we got, obviously there's something that you might want to talk about first.
Is there?
Yeah. And then
Unicron?
I go after that. I got stuff that I didn't expect. And it's a good story.
You mean okay. I've got a bunch of crap this week to talk about. So can you give me more detail? And I'm dragging right now. I am literally falling asleep. I got my second shot today. So
I got my first.
Moderna or Pfizer?
Pfizer.
Congrats.
Moderna.
Okay.
So I don't have to go back for a month for my second one.
Ooh, the first one, your arm just hurts for like 3-4 days. The second Moderna, that's the one that I got Saturday night. It kicked my ass. Like I felt like I had COVID the next day. I was weak and
Moderna seems to be the one that's really giving people like symptoms. Like, but there are people who are having symptoms from Pfizer. I'm just tired as crap.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stay awake. So can you just tell me what you want to do so I understand, because I don't understand.
I
You
figured
guys do
maybe
it in the chat, right?
Yeah, just explicitly say it in the chat so that I'm going to be easily confused.
Now, when he says explicitly say it, he doesn't mean curse
Yeah.
necessarily.
Explain.
Oh, is it
explain
Screen Rant? Oh, John. Screen Rant.
Screen Rant.
Damn it. I hate Screen Rant.
Really? Of all the places, Screen Rant.
It's a clickbait site. It's like not even like, I understand IGN or Gizmodo or something like that, but Screen Rant is just clickbait garbage.
It's a toxic culture of sexual harassment.
Oh, awesome.
Now with G.I. Joe.
Did you get it in the leg? So your Pfizer will... I don't get that, but again, I'm just like, nothing's going to make sense to me tonight. Oh, sure. Yeah, did you find them or did they send them to you?
Oh no, I didn't. They didn't send them to me. I found them, but I used alternative methods.
So I'm confused how it ties to the Pulse package.
No, that it's completely separate. That's the thing I thought you would want to talk about first before we go into anything else, just to make a big deal out of it.
Oh, like for like not what we got this week, but hey, thank you. Yeah, actually, we probably should talk up Pulse because there's something else I wanted to talk about in the show about it. So it's 8. Yeah. Before we get into the news, I'll mention that. Then we'll promote the Pulse thing because
okay. I just know we like to and should make a big deal of that.
Yeah. Okay, we're recording there, recording here. Here.
Hey, John. Any word on turtles? Anything new?
Showing up. They're popping up. That 4-pack.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Starting to show up.
Sweet.
Were they in California or something?
Somewhere in Texas, apparently. I don't know if it's like up here, but I think before it's been like super South Texas, like almost Mexico. So it might have done that again.
Did anyone mention the MSRP on that?
That is a good question.
That's a question for after the show.
Let's do the show. Yeah, okay.
It's 100 or 120, whatever. One of those.
Okay.
That's not bad though.
3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 721. I am Brian Kilby. We're recording this on. Don't normally say this anymore. But we start the show off like the day we recorded it, but like I don't want to date the show, but the show is kind of going to be dated because there's a big event happening this weekend.
It's Wednesday, the 7th of April, 2021. It's 2 days until Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest, where we're going to find out about all the things we already know about.
Yeah, and
except
that
not
was-
all of them, because there's going to be more things we already know about that we're not supposed to know about yet that they're not going to talk about because it's too far away and their agreements haven't come into effect yet.
There you go. That was
Hi, I'm
Chris.
XV.
And there's also Don,
Hello.
Rob,
Hello.
Matt,
Yo.
John,
Yep.
and Diecast.
I'm on a podcast that goes on the internet.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give you a warning up front. I had my second vaccine today, and I am dragging. So it's going to be fun. We had a lot of news to talk about, but I do want to mention this first. I want to thank Hasbro for a box of stuff they sent me to promote in preparation for Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest. Oh. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
It's really cool.
let's see here. There's stuff in it. And there's a Paleo Trex. Paleo
Oh, wow.
Trex, thank you. Zartan.
Ooh, Zartan.
Yeah.
He's not even on the. He's not even out yet. Like that's
Yeah, he is.
awesome. Is he?
Yeah, I've got yeah, I already had it.
If you have stores that actually carry those G.I. Joe figures,
I was gonna say I ordered mine from either Amazon or Hasbro Pulse, and I've not gotten mine yet.
Bo Katan.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
She's a cool figure.
Lightning Collection Lost Galaxy Red Ranger.
Oh, that's junk. Throw it away.
Hey, don't say that. Hasbro
Oh, I'm
gave it
sorry,
to me
I'm
for
sorry.
free. Wolverine, the brown costume.
Ah, Wolverine.
So excited about that. And Retro Morphin Power Rangers, Red
They
Ranger.
haven't made a Wolverine in a while, have they?
They make Wolverines every 5 minutes.
At least 2 waves. Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, we'll be giving away some of this stuff on Twitter. I don't know what yet, but just be on the lookout. Probably Paleo Trex at least. We'll figure it out. So at TF Radio,
I think
just be watching.
Trex is like the troop builder of War for Side, or what is it now? Kingdom.
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 Because I mean, who doesn't need a bunch of skeleton dinosaurs?
Yeah, you're right. So, so one thing I want to mention though, Pulse Fan Fest is this weekend or Friday. It starts at what? 11
Eastern.
Eastern, I believe. And there's going to be several presentations, Transformers, G.I. Joe, all that. The cool thing is, though, I haven't been told not to say this, so I went back through and looked at all the stuff I signed away. So I'm going to be a part of the event on Friday during the live stream. So I'll be part of
That's awesome.
a fan room where we talk about like our thoughts on what's presented and such. So I'm actually really looking forward to it. So that'll be a lot of fun. It'll be during the Transformers part of the presentation. So I have no idea. I think Ant from TFU Info is also there, but I don't know who else is going to be there because I haven't actually spoken with anybody else about it. So
is it live or do you have
It'll
to
be live.
record?
it'll be live.
Okay.
It'll be live reaction. I basically said, hey, I'm not going to swear. I'm going to be clothed, so I'm not going to go naked. And stuff like that.
relief.
So if you've been watching me on Twitter, I've been feverishly trying to get my temporary office done. That's why I just wanted to have it ready for Friday. So
Can you talk about something that they didn't announce but we know about?
I can talk about it right now.
No, I'm joking.
Oh yeah. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to that. So they're also doing if you're I'm going to try to get the show posted tonight because it is very timely. There's also going to be like for Pulse Premium members, like some sort of mixer type deal on Thursday evening at 5 Eastern. So that'll be fun too. So, but yeah, check it out. I'm really looking forward to it. I am actually taking the day off of work for it. This is basically their toy fair presentation, basically. So, maybe next year we'll have a toy fair and a Pulse Fan Fest. Who knows? But this year, this is what we get.
Maybe we'll have a HasCon next year.
I would go back to HasCon. I totally dug HasCon.
Yep.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. Let's see here. Is there anything else to talk about? Hey, our Patreon, patreon.com/TFradio. Posted a lot of stuff over there over the last few days. History on the Fives. A couple of the RFC pre-show, which we post every week. Just today posted the new episode of RFC News Desk that Chris put together today. So a lot of stuff. Let's see here. Blade in their Discord at tfradio.net/Discord saying no cursing and fully clothed, already doing better than some lawyers.
He's also not a cat.
Yeah.
If we're gonna go that route.
Yeah. Man, I've already had like 6 energy drinks in me and a 2-liter of Pepsi Max, and I am.
And I think you're gonna get the show posted tonight.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I am literally like fighting not to fall asleep. So stupid
maybe
vaccine.
Maybe you should get like a protein supplement in you.
Yeah. No, I say stupid vaccine. Please, people, get the vaccine. When you can get it, get it. Whichever one you can get it, please.
Did they offer you a rabies shot when they gave you yours like they did mine?
Are you serious?
No.
Okay.
I just thought it would be fun, Never
It's so hard to tell with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so one off-topic thing, though, real quick, is my dog, Charlie, hasn't been feeling well over the last couple of days. He's had an upset stomach. Something happened that led me to believe that I needed to take him to the vet. So we got him to the vet yesterday at 2:00, and by 6:00, he no longer had a spleen or the softball size mass growing on his spleen. That was kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I'm not sure what size dog he is, but it sounds like a softball-sized mass on his spleen would actually be bigger than the spleen itself.
It was pretty close. He's like 85 pounds. He's not a small dog, but he's not a huge dog either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was fun.
Understood spleens to be particularly big under normal circumstances.
Yeah, but I learned yesterday that you can live without a spleen. I didn't know that.
Okay.
I had no idea.
We travel in
got a
different
dog.
circles. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a dog on Friday.
I saw Char.
Yeah, I named him Char after the planet because his name was originally Tar, but I didn't like that. I didn't think it fit, so I changed it to Char since it wasn't too different.
Yeah.
And naming him after a Decepticon planet has turned out to be the right call for him because I wouldn't say he's a jerk, but he has jerk tendencies.
Jack, my new dog, is a jerk.
Yeah. He chews on everything. Like he tried to chew my wall, and I was like asking my wife, I was like, well,
the wall.
was it on the corner? Because I can't figure out how a dog could chew a wall.
Me neither.
And there's just no, it wasn't even on a corner. There's just 2 teeth marks on the wall. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So he's nuts. He's literally, he should have been called Galvatron from that
Web World.
episode where Web World, because he is nuts.
How old is he?
He is almost 6 months.
Holy crap! I figured by that point he'd grow out of it. Jack is like 3 months. So
Oh no, he's bad, and like I need to get fixed because he keeps trying to do his doggy stuff with my other dog.
Okay.
And she doesn't like it, and he tries to bite her ear to, I guess, like hang on.
Okay, let's jump to the news. So hey, there's a lot of stuff that happened today.
So that's what Diecast got this week.
Actually, Diecast, I talked about the thing. You wanted to talk about something else? You had a funny story.
Oh yeah. This is for. I'm sorry, I'm talking away from the mic. This is for what we got this week, and I got all 4 Netflix deluxe figures, but I did not get them the normal way through walking into Walmart. Last night I was on my phone and I saw they were available at my local Walmart, and I'm like, let's see what happens. I'll just order a case. I know there's 8 in a case. I'll just order 8 and hope that I can get one of each. Well, this morning I got an email saying, yo, we're having problems processing your order or locating your order or something like that. And then the next thing I know, I got an email, oh, your order is ready to pick up, but we only have 4. So I'm like, I'm probably going to get like, 2, whatever was left on the shelf. So 2, Cheetors, and I'm not going to get the figures I wanted. And it was actually one of each figure, so which is all I wanted. So even though I was ordering 8 just to get one of each, they cut my order down to 4, but I still got one of each figure. And I didn't have to go in the store in the morning. I actually stopped after work to pick up the figures, and I was pleasantly surprised that something at Walmart actually worked.
How did they show up on Walmart.com?
They showed up as the old Sideswipe figure from was that Wave 1 or 2?
Wave 1.
It was Wave 1. It was his picture, and it was just listed War for Cybertron and Deluxe Assortment or something. So
yeah, on the website they do have a separate, because the assortment has its own SKU. And if you use something like Brickseat, that's what you have to put in that number to get the information. So, yeah, I didn't think it'd actually work ordering off of that, though.
Yeah,
okay.
It was available for in-store pickup, and it actually worked out. And I ordered the Headmaster figures too, because I really want Skull Cruncher. Like, I don't care about any of the other ones, but Skull Cruncher was one of my favorites when I was a kid, so I wanted him in the box. And I ordered 3 of them, but they canceled my order for those guys. I guess they couldn't find them or whatever.
Okay, interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to find them. They're not showing up for me right now, but I have searched and searched and searched and have had no luck.
Yeah. Yeah, Sparkless stats, and I was like, but, it's there.
Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to the news. So there were basically 2 waves of information that came through the last couple of days. One.
Oh, also, there's a third thing that happened in the last 24 hours that I didn't cover, which was Masterpiece Skywarp.
Oh yeah, Masterpiece Skywarp showed up. It's on Pulse right now. I don't know who else has it. Amazon Japan didn't have it. And I've yet to see the skids show up either.
That's not officially up for pre-orders yet. It may be up next week. I'm not entirely sure how accurate the information I've seen is about that.
Yeah, actually, let's go ahead and talk about real quick. Let's talk about Skywarp. I mean, it's going to have the same crazy engineering that Starscream has, which scares the crap out of me.
And the same crazy.
Well, how do you
price.
know? We haven't experienced Starscream yet.
It's
Pictures.
a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece over 25,000 yen. So it's going to have the crazy engineering, and it's going to scare you.
That has to look exactly like the cartoon model.
Yeah. Yeah. So the main thing that sets Skywarp apart from Starscream and Thundercracker is Skywarp apparently is going to come with the coronation gear for Starscream.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that's working, if that's going to be like a standard pack-in or if it's like a first-run order bonus kind of thing. But I've seen the pictures associated with the stock photos of Skywarp that have gone out.
Yeah, so in Pulse it's $226, and it says it ships basically on Christmas Day, I think.
That's not atypical.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm nervous about that.
A fan channel thing.
Yeah.
So Big Bad has it and all the others have it.
Okay. Yeah, so basically though, I'll just go in real quick, high level. 2 waves of information came first. It's kind of pleasant, I guess. A kid in Australia posted a video of like leaks that he found on Amazon, or not leaks, just retail channel information that hit Amazon, and he was excited as he was recording it, and it was I don't know, it was pretty charming. Just like it's like, oh, a blur. It's no, actually that sounds like a Klingon. I don't know. But yeah, he's like, oh, it was just really cute. Then today, Transformers mega site IGN had some other reveals. So, Chris, do you want to tell us about it? Because I'm about to fall asleep. Can I take a nap while you do that?
Yeah, good luck with that. Okay, we'll start with the Amazon Australia stuff. So, where to even start with this? So, diecast. Here's one that might be interesting to you. So, there's two what they're calling figure packs. One of them is described as Galvatron Unicron.
Yeah, that's really interesting to me.
I don't know if it's still going to be as interesting when I explain it though. So, with Kingdom Galvatron, there had been rumored early on the Selects Redeco, which is going to be toy colors. But a little bit later on, there also started being talk of another recolor of it, which was going to be in purple with like the grid lines and stuff to represent the reformatting scene in the movie. So that is what this is going to be. We don't really know anything else about this. The price that Amazon Australia has this listed for is a little bit higher than just a liter size toy. So I don't know if there's going to be like a core class figure or something in it, or if it's going to have extra accessories, but it's probably not coming with a Unicron.
I'm okay with that. That Galvatron would be pretty interesting.
Okay, interesting in one sense, but at the same time, to do this right, probably a lot of it's going to be in clear plastic, which is just going to make it terrifying.
Now, a couple of core Starscreams to put in the background behind him in the same deco. That would be pretty nice.
I pictured it more of like the cell shaded, where they used a lot of paint on the figure, and maybe they'll do it that way.
Maybe that'd be preferable, just to not have clear plastic.
Yeah.
Oh, please, no clear plastic.
Well, I mean, it's not like you need to transform it anyway. You really don't need it in its alternate mode for that paint scheme.
Just pose it once and never touch it again.
Yeah, I don't ascribe to that theory, Diecast. I think if it's capable of transforming, it should be transformed.
I get it. I do, but I'm saying if there's a deco that says you don't have to transform me, that would be it.
So more interesting to me is the other figure pack listing, which is for Sideswipe and Nightprowler. Now, Sideswipe's not all that interesting to me, although this is the one that we've been hearing about might be an Earth mode Sideswipe finally, which, as far as I understand, would just be a retool off of the Siege mold, not a completely new mold unto itself.
Yeah.
Nightprowler, though, is a really deep cut. So back in 2004, when Walmart was getting all of the Transformers exclusives, coming off of the end of Armada and to a lesser extent Energon being kind of hot sellers, Walmart was taking on a lot of product, and it eventually became so much product that they didn't want anymore, including about half the product they'd already signed up for. So a lot of it got canceled, and among that was a subline called the Halloween Horror Cons. And one of the things, so the Halloween Horror Cons was their universe toys, so they were just recolors of older molds. One thing in one of those sets was going to be Nightprowler, which was a redeco of Beast Wars Cheetor. So this Nightprowler is almost certainly going to be a similar redeco of Kingdom Cheetor, because this 2-pack is priced accordingly to be 2 deluxes. The Nightprowler colors were like a really desaturated blue. So it's going to look pretty distinct from the regular Cheetor. It's just not going to look like a cheetah at all in terms of coloring. It'd be kind of like if they went and did like a Fox Kids Cheetor out of the Kingdom mold too, which I guess they could at some point if they really wanted to get obscure. Let's see, what else do we have? It looks like we're getting a whole Shattered Glass subline now. When the Selects Shattered Glass Optimus Prime and Ratchet 2-pack came out, we heard from the Inside Information crowd that, not like in explicit terms, but just implication that one of the selects things was going to be a jumping off point for a continuing line through the following year, and this is it. So we kind of put this together through a leak listing. Leak in air quotes, I guess. From Hasbro Pulse this morning, where they accidentally listed Shattered Glass Blur as a not in stock item with no price either, which was just also kind of weird. So the 4 toys they have here for this are Blur, Goldbug, Jetfire, and Megatron.
Now
So
the
Jetfire,
Jetfire, what would that be? A black and
purple Commander
black and
class,
purple?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because originally Shattered Glass Jetfire's visualization, I believe, was based off of the Dark Skyfire that Takara released several years ago, which was itself a recolor of the Classics toy.
Okay.
Um,
So that's just going to be the Commander class figure repainted.
Jared is asking in the Discord if these will be available in brick and mortar stores. I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't suspect that they're selects as such, but they probably are going to be more
Retailer
geared toward
exclusive.
online retail.
Yeah.
I don't want to say they're going to be Amazon exclusives either, but it's going to be something in that vein more than like a Netflix style product, I think.
That's your next Walmart collector's con.
Well, and see, that's something I had theorized too, talking with people on our Discord in the last couple of days. Like, we don't have any signs of a Netflix Wave 4 at this point. So it's probably not going to have another leg after the Earthrise part, or not the Kingdom part of the animated series rolls through. But I wouldn't be surprised if Walmart wants to continue on carrying something like the Netflix assortment to have their own exclusive product line. But back to this. So Jetfire is the only one where we really have a clear indication of what mold is going to be used. Blur probably is going to be the 86 mold, the Studio Series 86 mold. And Megatron, I would not be surprised if it is just Siege Megatron again, because it's always Siege Megatron.
No.
Well, this will be your early promotional art and animation Megatron, because Shattered Glass Megatron has like the black bucket helmet. So for some people, that'll be an interesting variant to have, whether that be off the Siege mold or even the Earthrise revision. Goldbug is the one that's really kind of curious, because I don't feel like it's super likely it's going to be the Volkswagen body again, because of the way Volkswagen is about their vehicle likenesses. Shattered Glass Goldbug is an evil character, and I don't know that Volkswagen would really be on board with that.
Wasn't the original Shattered Glass off of like a
Cybertron
Hot
Shot
toy?
Yeah. My more immediate thinking is, like, in function, it would probably end up being like a Goldbug colored bug bite.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It would be that same mold family, but they'd be using the sedan parts instead of the bug parts. Or Volks parts, if you want to go by the Antex designations. Let's see.
Chris.
Yes, Don.
Do you think it's possible they would use the new Studio Series Bumblebee, the Cybertronian Bumblebee, for Goldbug? Since it would probably be on the line about the same time.
I mean, that's actually not a terrible idea. It would be a stylistic clash, to be sure. Even if they put, a normal-ish Bumblebee style head on there, but I mean, that's not the worst concept. I don't really think they're going to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like the whole, because that Bumblebee from Shattered Glass was a very sleek, very Cybertronian looking design, and the Studio Series Bumblebee that's just now coming out is not too far off that same kind of futuristic, speedster car kind of thing.
I mean, if they wanted to capture something that was more similar to the original Shattered Glass Bumblebee design, like, I would almost imagine them using a sideswipe. Because, I mean, that's got sort of the same body layout, and it's just dumb enough that I could see it happening. But, like, my feeling on this is that it's not going to be that these try to go for what the original incarnations looked like, so much as it's going to capture their color layouts on character specific molds that are in use now, which is why I'm thinking we'll see something in the Earthrise Cliffjumper mold family, because that's the closest they could get without having to fiddle with Volkswagen licensing. But I mean, the Studio Series Cybertronian Bumblebee idea isn't the most out there thing I've heard in terms of theorizing on this, so I guess we'll see.
It could be the original Throttlebots toy. That's the most out there.
Yeah, I mean, they probably have to sell that for $20 now too.
Oh, jeez.
Sad but probably true. All right, so we've got some Golden Disc Collection stuff, which Golden Disc Collection is going to be, as far as we can tell, one of the Amazon exclusive sublines this year. Previously, we had the Road Ranger and Puffer 2-pack revealed for this, and a Terrorsaur. So 2 new listings have come up. One of them is for Voyager Tigatron. Now, this is a separate listing from just Kingdom Tigatron, which was present in this Amazon Australia listing dump also. So the best theory on what this is, Tigatron in Beast Wars originally, the early prototypes were in orange, just to be a regular tiger. They changed it later to be a white tiger. So the best guess for this would just be that this is an orange Tigatron to reference back to that original test shot or prototype. The other one, though, is interesting. It's a deluxe jackpot.
Yay.
Yeah, so that's the first updating of jackpot outside of BotCon ever.
So anybody thinking Studio Series Jazz for that?
That or like one of the Datsun molds. Because it wouldn't be like the most accurate thing, but it would work. It would make me very, very sad if it ended up being the Siege Datsun. So I'm naturally expecting that to be the case. No, I think especially if Shattered Glass Blur is the Studio Series mold, that proves to us that the Studio Series stuff is open for use in something more generations adjacent like this, as long as it's not like specifically live action movie branded. So I think, yeah, Studio Series 86 Jazz is a strong possibility for what this is.
Yeah, Orange Tigertron could also be Stripes. They could be using the Tigertron name just without revealing that it could be actually giving Stripes a regular robot mode now.
I think it would probably still be the Tigatron mold, and in that case, it would be functionally the same thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that they're
Okay.
using the Tigatron name just because it's a placeholder name, or they're going to actually just make it Stripes to like Autobot Stripes or Maximal Stripes or whatever to actually give the character an actual robot mode now and reuse that mold at the same time.
I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it proves that the Tigatron designation here is a placeholder, just while they're working out more specifics. At the same time, I also don't see them necessarily caring that much if they release 2 Tigatrons in 1 year, as long as they're not in competing market shares. So, you wouldn't get this and the other Tigatron in an assortment together on one shelf, but if Amazon is selling this Tigatron probably a few months after the mainline Tigatron has run its course, nobody's going to really care that much that they are, the same name and same character based on the same toy. Studio Series 86, there's not very much here. There's a problematic listing because it's wrong. But mostly what we got here was just like verification of some stuff we'd heard about before. So Deluxe Gnaw, Voyager Wreck-Gar, and the Voyager Sweep. But what was also included here was a listing reading as Studio Series Voyager 86 King Starscream. So as it turns out, King Starscream or Coronation Starscream was planned for Studio Series 86 at some point, but several months ago now, that plan got changed and that toy got canceled, at least in that form, and its product code was replaced with a thrust based on the Bumblebee movie Starscream toy that is now hitting shelves. So I mostly just bring this up to explain and clarify that there's not a Coronation Starscream currently known to be coming in this format. Amazon Australia's listing is just out of date for this one thing. Somebody used the Amazon product code to add some of these to an Amazon US wish list. And when it's registered through that way, it comes up as the Thrust name rather than the Coronation Starscream. So that pretty much backs up that whole part of it and just kind of shows Amazon Australia's system is not quite caught up with the most current information. Another mystery listing we have is a leader class Generations Prime Optimus Prime.
What?
Yeah, do the math there, Kilby. So Generations Prime Optimus Prime.
Is that like the Bumblebee series? Only they're going to do a Prime series.
Well, it might be like a new Transformers Prime design Optimus Prime toy. It might be an old Transformers Prime Optimus Prime toy that they're re-releasing.
I was wondering if the first edition Prime would cost out to leader at this point.
Possibly.
I mean, as long as their cost in producing it is less than what it costs to produce a leader, they could price it up to be a leader just to fill space.
This is true.
Yeah.
Especially if this is going to be an online retail exclusive and it doesn't have to fit into a normal wave assortment. They can pretty much do whatever they want with that.
They've already done one
Yeah.
Prime Megatron, so a Prime Optimus to go with it makes sense.
Yeah, and with breakdown into Viacon, obviously, they've been digging into the Prime molds, so it's definitely a possibility. And the first edition Optimus Prime, as far as I can remember, was fairly more complicated than the follow-up Voyager from the Prime Robots in Disguise line. So there might be parts complexity there.
Night Sword in the chat saying the Prime movie preview figure. That would be crazy. I would say that would be a Voyager at this point. If we're talking about like the Rock or the
Meteor
figure.
Oh, I assume Night Sword was talking about the one from Age of Extinction.
Oh yeah. There you go.
That
That's
was a big toy.
But it's not still be a Voyager?
No, that was at least leader. I think it wasn't a very complex toy, but it was big and had a lot of plastic mass. So I tend to think they probably could not sell that as a leader at this point.
Yeah, I want to go back to the Meteor though. That's the one I want.
Yeah, that'd be fine. That one didn't have any breakage issues like the Starscream did.
No, you see movie 7. So
Oh,
what was the preview for that?
well, movie 7 hasn't happened
There
yet.
is no movie.
Oh, I was thinking Bumblebee. Yeah, that was 6. Never mind.
That's 6.
Yeah. I'm half asleep.
Ooh, Prime Rib Optimus.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I could go for a steak. Okay, so finally for this part of the news, we have information on 2 more collaborative products. So these are listed by their project names. One is Project Park. Any guesses?
Jurassic Park.
Yes. So the rumor mill on that is it's going to be using the Kingdom Megatron mold with undisclosed potential changes, and it will represent the Tyrannosaurus from the first movie.
Yeah, that's been in the thread or the ether for
Rumor mill.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not new. That's how it was easy to identify what that was because it fits with what we've already been hearing from other sources. But new to everybody was Project Bat.
Batman?
No, that's what people thought at first, and that was partly inspired by the Amazon listing page itself, saying that it was suitable for Batman play. Of course, in that case, Batman was all lowercase, so it wasn't proper noun Batman. But the insiders say no, there is not a Batman collaboration.
Sadness.
Boo.
And to think more along the lines of one of the first shared movie universes. Universal monsters. So
Dracula Transformer.
A Dracula
That
Transformer is not a new idea either. Go look up Dracula on the TF Wiki sometime. This was an idea that's been floated around many years ago and never came to fruition, apparently until now. So Project Park and Project Bat are both priced as leader toys would be, which makes sense if the Jurassic Park one is from Kingdom Megatron.
I gotta say this, Chris. I can imagine now if they're do a promo. It says, it says we have a T-Rex. You have a T-Rex.
I get that, but it probably works better in text than it does in.
Yeah.
Oh my
I-
God, Dracula.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Because see, when I did see a little bit about that, I was thinking maybe they were going to turn the maybe do a slight change to the Headmaster Mind Wipe mold and color it as Bat Optimus Primal and just take away the Headmaster gimmick with just or somehow explain it, or whatever. But that's what I was thinking. They would do take Skull Cruncher as Megatron and Optimus Primal from the Mind Wipe mold and do those.
Well, it wouldn't really be a collaborative thing anymore, though. That would just be like, Transformer character redecos as Transformer characters.
I need that Dracula figure in my life.
Well, you're not going to get exactly that, but you're
No.
going to get something. And so, I like the concept that some of the fandoms come up with about Dracula being in collaborative, which is basically that we've got several characters in collaborative now that are all Autobot coded. Dracula probably will be the bad guy to their, essentially robot League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh God. Ugh.
So, on that basis, I'm kind of into it, and most likely Dracula's going to turn into a bat, so that'll also be a little bit different from the other ones that have vehicle forms. Also, probably not as much pesky licensing to work around for the alt mode, like what kept Maverick down.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
Batman's in Batman and Dracula's in the public domain. So, just generally speaking,
Yeah, it's a nice, easy thing to do, and it's kind of wacky and out there, and I appreciate it on those levels. And I don't know that I would buy it unless it looks really interesting, but let's see, what else do we have in the news? Okay, so that was the news desk. Then we have the IGN previews for
I need the
this
arc.
Friday's reveals.
I need the arc.
It looks
The art-
so good.
I was
Yeah,
not
the arc is
expecting
looking
it.
pretty good. The arc is looking pretty good. The robot mode does have the hints of the last Autobot, as we'd been led to expect. Proportions on the robot are a little bit awkward.
As
In
the
places.
Titans always seem to be.
I don't know. Scorponok came out pretty good in terms
Yeah,
of
he's pretty
proportion.
solid.
Of course, Scorponok doesn't really turn into anything either.
Yeah.
So,
The only thing that I was kind of bummed out about is the huge gap they left on the side of the ships for the legs. I mean, they could have put a panel there or something, but that's just a upgrade kit like I'm going to have to get. Like Scorponok, I didn't feel I needed any of the upgrade kits that were available for him.
Are the legs? Where at?
I did
In ship
3D
mode.
Yeah, in ship mode.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Scorponok, I did 3D print a gun for him. But I mean, I think they did decent enough job that I don't need an upgrade kit for him.
I'm
This,
good with
I
that.
feel like I need it.
Yeah, I'm good with it too.
it's fine.
It
doesn't
looks
bother
like
me.
a shuttle bay or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It just, I mean, I'm glad that it doesn't bother you, but to me, there's something just off about it.
Although I could, see if there's a way to secure extra parts on there. Yeah, I could see making panels to actually give it shuttle bay doors or something like that. I'm not sure how that would end up affecting the robot mode, because I think those gaps are where the thighs stick straight out of in robot mode. So you'd have to, if you had panels on there, they'd have to stand up
Come
in
off.
front of the or come off.
Where they could swing out of the way, they could do two panels, one front and one rear, and before you transform the legs, you just flip the panels out of the way.
Well, on the rear side, it wouldn't work because the thighs have to pass through that space.
Okay. Sounds funny.
I think it would work. Watch, there's going to be a third party kit that's going to make this. I mean, but other than that, the hands look a little bit weird, but not terrible. You know, I like it. I mean, I'm definitely going to get one.
I was not expecting it to be so nice.
It's pretty good. It comes with copies of Jetfire's blast effects, but this time in blue. Which is fine. Those are good blast effects. Them being in blue doesn't really do anything for me, but you know, of the pieces they could choose to recycle, I would prefer to see those in use as many times as possible. I would say the big thing here, what a lot of people really latched onto with this though, is the included extra figure, Teletran 1.
And it looks like mainframe.
It looks very much like mainframe.
That's awesome.
No, this is mainframe's cousin, Teletran 1.
Did I not get a photo? I'm in the wrong group of photos. There it is. Woo!
Yeah.
And-
yeah, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah. And there's one thing that I've got to say, and if I apologize if it's like I'm tooting my own horn, I apologize.
Toot.
But I remember when this was first rumored, I was saying that what if if they stick with the headmaster technology, that if they were using something for like Scorponok as a base, whatever it was, Teletron 1 would have been the headmaster. So I wasn't right, but I wasn't completely wrong. So that was kind of
No, you were completely
wrong, Don.
Because Teletran 1 is not a headmaster, and you didn't even say Teletran 1 correctly. So
I didn't say Teletron.
you did actually.
No, I did. I did not. I said Teletran.
I heard Teletron.
We have it on
So-
tape, Don. This is a show that goes out on the internet.
So
Okay.
can Teletran fit in the shuttle anywhere or no?
Okay, so it's not entirely clear where Teletran goes, but the IGN article did say that it is removed from the body of the Ark / The Last Autobot.
Oh, cool. I like that.
So what I'm thinking, looking at this, so you see where the like the cockpit window is in the middle front,
Yes.
and then you go straight back from that, and there's a big gray square with obvious hinges on one side.
Yeah.
I think that is the Teletran unit. The gray is the backside of the robot that we don't see in the other pictures.
Okay.
So you lift that whole unit out, and you can either unfold it to be Teletran 1, or you can transform it into the mainframe style robot.
My favorite part of this, though, is when you look inside the Ark. There's a big cavern in there, and you look in, and it's full of Dinobots.
No, I think that's adjacent to the Ark.
Oh,
No, you know what? That's those big hollow gaps where the legs go.
Yes!
You fill that with little dinosaur skeletons.
yeah. I'm
And
kidding.
look, you
That's
have a
not
little-
Okay, that's the like Matrix Workshop or Doctor Wu kid. I want little dinosaur fossils to put in the spaces in the leg.
Oh yeah.
We
But-
solved it.
But does it have the closet where you put the Dinobots after they're built?
Oh, it's funny because it's.
But we
true.
have a hover now. Who can?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna build dinosaurs.
God.
I love
that.
this. I love this one photo they did too of the Ark just crashed into a pile of rocks.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I was gonna say I want those rocks so I can put it, but maybe not quite like that. Just like I want it so I can shove it in the side of a mountain and just have the back half
3D
hanging
print
out
one.
of the mountain.
Or if you want like an arts and crafts project on YouTube, there is no end of tutorials about making like out
No.
of expanded foam and stuff, rock faces and all kinds of landscaping elements like that. It just takes a little bit of carving and painting.
And I can stick the arc in myself. I can just,
Yeah, carve out a space that fits whatever portion of the Ark you want in there. Now, keep in
Whichever
mind-
one of the 3 arcs that you buy, one
Yeah.
to crash into a mountain, one to keep in ship mode, and one for robot.
Now keep
I
in
am
mind,
buying. That's funny, but I am buying multiple of this Titan figure. It's the first Titan figure I'll probably ever buy multiples of. Well, Fortress
Why?
Maximus I did, but that was because of the
Grand Maximus, yeah.
no, not Grand Maximus. Well,
Ah.
him
Ollie's.
too, but the Japanese one with the Japanese
The Headmaster's
theme
clip.
song. Yeah, so.
So
But
one
yeah,
thing to
I
keep in
will
mind
get at
with
least
your-
2 arcs.
one thing to keep in mind with these plans, though, the robot mode is going to be 19 inches tall, and while it does obviously compress some for the arc mode, it's going to also get wider. So you are going to need some space to house this, and if you make yourself a mountainside to crash it into, that's also going to have to be kind of on the large side. So,
And you're
space-
probably not going to have any room left after you have 2 Unicrons.
Yeah.
Oh, if he ever gets his Unicrons, he can have one of
True.
the arcs orbiting Unicron.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I did say I talked to a really nice customer service representative from Hasbro who is actually able to explain to me that the reason I didn't get my Unicron yet is because I ordered 2 in the same order.
Yeah, so did Sean
So-
Bratton, and he's got
No,
both
he
his-
ordered. He apparently did 2 orders.
Order them separately, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not the best answer, but at least it's an honest answer, and I'm happy with that.
And as it turns out, that's the exact reason that I put forward originally for why you might not have gotten yours, because you ordered 2.
Yeah, yes, you did. 1 or 2 people mentioned it, and then I started hearing people say that other people who ordered 2 got theirs. So I was like, well, maybe that kills that theory. But I have no reason to think that the Hasbro representative would lie to me. She was very nice.
No, I'm
And-
sure the Hasbro representative was reading to you exactly off of the sheet that they gave her to read to people who call asking where their Unicrons are.
No, she was not, because I got a generic email first, and I sent a reply like, this generic email doesn't cut it. Like, someone should, take the second to explain what's going on. And then they actually called me, and so I'm sure it was a supervisor, and she was very honest with me.
That's
She
good.
was not reading like a pre-recorded statement. So
In similar Hasbro news, I finally got my refund for my defective spin-out and cordon set 4.5 months after I initially contacted customer service about the problem.
I am waiting for a similar thing. My Barrick? No, the Prime figure that was his head
Breakdown.
was breakdown. He was broken down in the box, and I
Yes, I
sent it
remember.
back. And apparently they're sending me a check.
Yeah, I got a check
Nice.
also.
Hey,
Yeah.
and
Because with Hasbro Pulse being their own, like, a contracted thing, and Hasbro apparently insisting on handling customer service directly, they don't have the access apparently to just directly refund the payment. Like, the Pulse people would have to do that, and they don't get to have their hands on the customer service for whatever reason.
and just a quick update from me. I think I am now running a fever.
Nice.
10 hours later.
Right?
Okay,
Yay.
you'll be fine tomorrow.
I mean, that means
Or
it's
maybe the
working.
next day.
so-
Yep.
So
So
what do you think this arc is going to come out? Do you think it's going to be the typical like July?
yeah, summer.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be exactly the same time. And
yeah. They usually schedule these things for late August, early September, and they come out a little early.
And the IGN article had the SRP at $149.99, which is at least $10 less than the last couple Titans were. So
I thought that was strange. I saw that.
now it doesn't mean that, when these go for pre-order, everybody's gonna go along with that, but I tend to think they probably will.
Yeah.
Blade Raider is asking if the arc has an interior, like, for playset purposes, and like, it's hard to tell exactly for sure, but I'm gonna just go out on a limb here and say no.
Yeah, my gut
It doesn't
says
really
no.
look like
Not
there's
since
space.
it has to transform. I wouldn't assume it to.
There was like rumor at least of playset functionality at one point, but I think that very well might have been someone misinterpreting the Teletran component. Or misrepresenting.
If it has a hatch that opens up that somebody can set in or sit
well,
in.
it does have the rear cargo hatch, which they show in one of these pictures.
Yeah.
It's
With
also
the
gonna
little
come with
tiny Optimus Prime.
yeah, it's a copy of the Slug figure that came with the Centurion weapon set, except this one's painted. Which has had some people suggesting that the one from the weapons pack would actually be Cab Ultra Magnus.
Oh, okay.
But I can see it. There's another one I wanted to. There's another question in here I saw that I wanted to read, but I can't find it now. Okay, so I guess we're gonna just skip that then, because I don't want to derail the show that long. Now, the big question with this is like, how separable is that Teletran 1 component? Like, should we expect to see Generation Select's mainframe at some point in proper colors?
It looks so much like mainframe, I would have to assume that we will.
I mean, I would certainly want to believe that we will.
Who's mainframe?
An Action Master.
One of the
original
action
character.
Master.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
because I have
most-
no reference.
Yeah, the most prominence mainframe has ever had was in the More Than Meets the Eye comic, where he was the chief navigator for the Lost Light. That's about all mainframe has done. Action Master characters mostly didn't get a lot of attention, being that they came out at the end of the G1 line and also the last 2 issues of the comic, basically. So we also saw good pictures finally of Galvatron from official sources and not leakers who are just trying to troll the fandom by purposely misrepresenting the proportions.
It looks nice.
It does.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've seen the accessory ship guns actually attached to the toy in the alternate modes. So those kind of a place to go. They're kind of like coaxial guns with the main particle cannon. And they can fit over the shoulders in robot mode too if you want to store them that way. It also shows how well the matrix chain holds on. It's a molded plastic piece. The matrix comes off separately. It's a separate piece on a 5mm peg, from what I understand. But it attaches securely enough that it will stay on and in place in cannon mode too. So that's not going to go anywhere.
It just doesn't seem like a leader toy to me.
You don't seem like a leader toy to me.
I am not a leader toy.
Yeah, no, I've been in the same room with Diecast. He's kind of on the small side. No, Galvatron is going to be at least like double dealer size and mass based on what the couple of people who actually have their hands on copies of it have said. So, like, in isolation like this, it may not look like a leader toy necessarily, but like it's there.
Yeah, it might feel like it when I get it in hand. I'm just saying these pictures and what I normally perceive a Galvatron figure to be from Hasbro, I really don't see it as a leader, but
I just wish it didn't have those lavender scrapes on the chest and orange.
You know, it'd be
Yes,
awesome.
the battle damage infuriates me, especially since there's nothing on Cyclonus or Scourge.
Uh-huh.
The
Why
Galvatron
go
particle
back-
cannon, it would be awesome if there was a hatch where you could put the matrix in it.
Yes.
That would be
I think it's a
wonderful.
little small for that.
Be wonderful.
I don't think it's got the volume.
Scourge should have had a chest compartment that it fits into.
Yep.
Although apparently Scourge has the one open hand, so you can hook the matrix into it.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. But like, it wouldn't be accurate if you opened up a chest compartment on Scourge and put the matrix in, and then the toy didn't distort itself into some kind of horrible monster. It's better to just not have that feature at all. It's like Studio Series Hot Rod not having a matrix compartment. Like, if you put the matrix inside him, he would have to turn into Rodimus
Yep.
Prime, and the toy can't do that. So
Yep.
that's why it was fine when MP9 came with a matrix, because you could put that in and then turn the toy into Rodimus.
and then turn it into a broken toy.
Supposedly, the subsequent reruns of MP Rodimus Prime did not have the fragility of the original.
I fiddled with that today. The only parts that were really
It was the knees, wasn't it?
well,
Yeah.
the
The
panels.
knees or the shoulders would explode, I think.
Yeah, mine's still in one piece, except the panels on the legs popped off.
Like,
I've never
irreparably popped off.
transformed mine.
What, Chris?
Like they irreparably popped
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
Not sure if that's better or worse than the knees exploding.
yeah.
Finally, in the IGN stuff, we have Deluxe Wave 3 Scorponok. Which
I love him for some reason.
I'm very mixed on this.
I like it. I think it's really nice.
So they obviously put a lot of effort into the beast mode to get a realistic looking scorpion. And to their credit, they actually, this is one of the very, very few scorpion transformers whose tail can actually reach past the head.
Oh, nice.
Most of the time, that's not possible. But they did all this obviously at heavy sacrifice to the robot mode.
I kind of like the look of the robot mode. It's kind of it's very
it's off, but I like it.
Bulky and almost like 90-ish.
Maybe it will look better in hand than the photos are really conveying, but I'm not really feeling this robot mode as it is. Now, for accuracy both to the cartoon and the features of the original toy, one claw has missiles in it, non-firing, and the other has a cyber bee in it, also non-firing but removable.
That's pretty cool.
So they're referencing what the original design had and did, but in a completely non-functional state because we don't get missile launchers on Transformers anymore.
Is it bad? I'm more interested in getting this figure as Double Punch recolor down the road than getting Scorponok.
Yeah.
So is Scorponok a deluxe or a Voyager?
That's a deluxe.
Okay.
And I think with all the mass that went into the tail, it might end up not being a very big deluxe.
Yeah.
That's another concern I have with this.
It's one of those, again, you can't really tell by the photos.
Especially since with the claw hands versus, regular closed fists, there's not even like 5mm ports on here to try to do comparative size assessment with.
Yeah.
This is just going to kind of go how it goes, and we're not going to really know until somebody gets one of these and photographs it next to something else we have a frame of reference for. But yeah, so also in Wave 3, I believe should be Trax and Wingfinger, I think, which is another fossilizer. So we should see those on Friday. We should see Tigatron. I think Tigatron is the Wave 3 Voyager. So we should see that also, and that's going to pretty much do it for like the guaranteed reveals that we don't have any visualization for right now.
I've been waiting for Trax for so long.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that will look decent, and also hopefully not, if it's like shared engineering with the battle chargers, hopefully it replaces a lot of parts and is more fun to handle. Because the battle chargers aren't bad Transformers, but they're certainly not the best.
I wouldn't say that it's hard to handle, but I would hope that it pegs together better in vehicle mode.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should say it's more comfortable to handle.
Yes,
that's a good way to put it.
Yes. But that pretty much covers the IGN stuff and the Amazon Australia leaks, and that's what we have bolded in the news this week. So
cool. So this weekend we'll come back together, and at least some of us, and do an update based on what we learn at Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest. If we don't learn anything, which I hope we do, we'll still come back together and maybe
complain
riff on it. Yeah, you'll complain. That'll work. It'll be a complaint cast.
Okay, Tigatron is Wave 4. Rhinox is the Wave 3 Voyager.
So Rob in our internal chat just asked if we talked about the Worlds Collide Target 4-pack. Where did that news come up? Where did it come? Where did that show up at? I mean, was it at Target.com?
It came from Target's computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we can speculate on what that is. I don't know that.
I'm not sure if he was the first person to identify it, but I know some of the recent information out was from JT Prime doing data mining, as he does. Yeah, Worlds Collide is an interesting thing, especially with Shattered Glass being in play right now. There's a range of things that could be included in this. So one speculation I have would be like a Beast Wars character, a G1 character, and then maybe like a GoBot character redeco and a Shattered Glass character redeco.
Ooh.
So you could get
that could work.
Treads off of Warpath. That's an established thing. There's a mold just waiting to be used for that.
Yeah. Shattered Glass, Starscream, or Soundwave.
Well, so the price on that set is $80, so it's probably 4 deluxes.
okay.
Now that being said, swap a deluxe for a Voyager, or swap. Basically, a Voyager in a core class would be equivalent to what 2 deluxes.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be another way to go around that, and you could have maybe then a Soundwave or a Starscream in there in one capacity. But I'm thinking, simplest terms, 4 deluxes probably. And if they do something shattered glass in there, that would be easy because there's a lot of shattered glass stuff they could plumb for this, and there's a lot of mold available to actually make something work with. I don't know that I would expect this to be anything like really amazing or remarkable, but it probably will have at least a couple interesting pieces in it. Now, if you want to spend $80 for a 4-pack of something with maybe 1 or 2 really cool pieces in it, that's going to be, your decision to make. But
That depends on how cool the pieces are.
yeah, it depends. And in your case, especially bad, it depends how much of the other stuff is Beast Wars.
Yes, very much.
The other thing we found out at the same time about that 4-pack is that the T-Rex, WRECKS,
Yes.
recolor of Kingdom Megatron is a Target exclusive, and it's going to be on the red card
Red
like
card.
Red Wing was.
It
So
looks
just
nice.
wait a year and get it off Hasbro Pulse.
People are on that line of thought already too, yeah.
Maybe we'll get a red card.
It looks nice, but it doesn't look as nice as the original T-Rex. Like, one problem with this for me is there's no mutant mask on Kingdom Megatron, and I always, on my T-Rex, had the mutant mask closed to make the figure look a little bit different. So, like, that's how I see T-Rex in robot mode, is with that face mask on. So this not having that just automatically makes it not correct. And I have a red card debit card, so I could get this if I wanted to, but I don't think I want to.
I think I want it.
Yeah, but
Do we have pictures of it?
not official pictures.
Yeah, but they're pictures.
Okay.
They're out there.
They're out there, and I think they're more blue than the final figure is going to be.
Probably, yeah.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Cool. We're an hour and 3 minutes in, and we're getting to what we got this week.
So another hour and 3 minutes to
God,
go.
I hope not. I'm
You said you got a ton of stuff.
Please no.
I'm virtually certain I'm running a fever now.
Okay, so we'll let Matt go first, so
Yes.
then he can drop off whenever he wants to.
Yes, Matt.
Okay, good, because I won't take long. But
You never do.
no. So surprisingly enough, on Easter Sunday, FedEx delivered a package to my house, and it was deep cover, the good deep cover, Generation Selects, not the Netflix one.
It's awesome.
Very nice.
So
I like the next Netflix one's color. I just don't like the fact that it has battle damage on it.
Yeah.
yeah, and if you could take that off without stripping the blue off as well, I would have bought one. But no. So anyway, the one I have, the Generation Selects, is absolutely beautiful.
I love it.
The black and white contrast is really eye catching, and you've got that really nice royal blue that just pops on everything, and really nice metallic blue eye paint. Like, I very much love this thing, and there's no battle damage on it anywhere, which makes it even better. So yeah, I'm really happy with this one. I've already ordered some non-F spoilers. So I dropped like
nice.
$50 ordering stuff from non-F the other day. So
Man, that's not even close to the amount of money I've spent at non-F at one time before.
well, the thing was, everything is spoilers for assorted Lamborghini molds. So
Okay.
So I'll have those soon, I hope. So that's all I got this week.
Cool. Who else? Don?
I can go.
Rob, you said it first.
Yeah, I'm fairly short. I got
No, Rob, you're not
you are
very
not.
short. You are not a short person.
You were a giant among men.
You are the Ox King, sir.
Well, yes. But yeah, I got on topic. I got the non-F upgrade kit for Grimlock. Pretty much everything Chris said about it last week, I agree with. I got the red sword just because I liked it because it looked like the toy sword, and I had a G2 Grimlock, so looks good. Chest piece fits fine. Crown, I wish like locked on in some way, but fits the head nicely. I am not going to bother with the gap fillers or the dentures complete with polygrip, but I what I am using out of that kit, I like. I do wish the two side pieces on the sword fit together a little better, having a little bit of a parts fit thing with that, but I think I can probably fix that with time.
Yeah, I think he did say that some of them would need to be filed or trimmed a little bit just to have the best fit.
Yeah, I may have to look into that. I need to get more modeling supplies anyway, since I'm doing that again sometimes. But yeah, it's not bad. I wish there was some kind of storage for the crown and the sword in Dino mode, but that's not something I can particularly say is Nanof's fault. So yeah, it's good. I recommend it. Price is good for what you get, and it looks nice. Other thing I got this last week was the Monster Hunter Rise limited edition Nintendo Switch, because I just wanted one I could actually use on a TV. And that is, I have to admit, just the number of things it can do that a Switch Lite can't. I feel justified in that purchase. That was nice. That
cool.
I'm really enjoying it, and I actually went stupid and ordered the matching Pro controller just so I can have a full set of limited edition Switch things. Because I don't think I've ever done that before in my life. Just had like the whole set of matching game stuff.
That's really cool.
So I'm happy with that, and hopefully I will actually have more like on topic stuff next week. But stuff's getting to me slower than I expected.
Yeah, I had hoped to have more things this week, but the mail.
Yeah, the mail.
I think I'm just like caught up on everything, so I have to wait for there to be more stuff to get first.
I'm
still waiting on my Huffer that shipped out 3 weeks ago.
Mine's not that far back, but that is one of the things I'm waiting for.
I'm really excited about something that I have on the way. I thought would be here today, but it wasn't. So next week I'll talk about it.
Cool.
Diecast, I think I heard you next.
Yeah, I got those Netflix 4 Deluxes, which I was happy about because apparently you can't pre-order them. So I guess Walmart figures if they're going to cancel your pre-orders anyway, they might as well just not pre-order. But I also found Kingdom Ultra
Open
Magnus.
Nice.
Free him from his cage.
Yeah.
Open, damn it, open.
I found him.
Diecast can't deal with that right now.
It was Easter Sunday I found him.
Maybe I should have gone out shopping on Easter Sunday. It sounds like it was just magic for everybody.
It was for me.
Just like Matt and Brian on Easter Sunday, I also got a Hasbro Pulse delivery of my deep cover.
He's beautiful.
So, this has been the best week I've had for retail Transformers figures in a long time.
If only your Unicrons had been delivered.
Yeah, but I got an answer, so I'm happy with that.
For now.
Are you?
I mean, that's
we'll
really all I
revisit this
wanted.
topic next week.
Yeah,
and the
Like,
week
they're
after that.
And the
still
week
not
after
here.
that.
Oh, I think she said they're almost done fulfilling all the single orders, so the multiple orders are going to start shipping soon. That's what I believe I heard, and hopefully not what I wanted to hear, and I just made that up. But yeah, that's all I got.
Don.
Yeah, kind of a light week, but some good stuff. I was finally able to make use of the Target sale last week after checking multiple Targets that had nothing in stock to use for the sale, which is one of the most frustrating things, to have a sale going on and nothing to buy. Off topic, I picked up Dino Thunder Blue. because other than Lightspeed Rescue, probably the only team I will complete would be Dino Thunder, because I like the show. Picked up, because it was part of the sale at Target last week, I picked up Core Optimus. I've been putting him off for a while, but again, he helped me get over the threshold. Today, I found Megatron and Starscream. Found those today. Part of the Target thing, I got Huffer, which Huffer is a nice robot figure, but I haven't seen a figure like this in a long time that pegs together so well, and yet does not work in vehicle mode. Normally it's like the tolerances are that when you peg everything together, something is pulling something out of alignment. It doesn't look like it on this figure. Everything pegs in. He just won't sit flat, which is kind of frustrating, especially when they get to pipes.
Oh, do you have one of the ones that like V's up in the middle?
Yeah, he does, and I just cannot seem to. And again, everything pegs in the way it's supposed to. It doesn't seem like anything is tugging on anything. He just does. Basically, it's almost the reverse of that Star Wars figure, Rob, that went through Baltimore when it was just like that. It's kind of the reverse of that. But I love the robot mode. I just wish the vehicle mode was a little more flatter in vehicle mode, of course. Found a seller on Amazon, third party marketplace seller, that had Shattered Glass, Optimus, and Ratchet for $41.99, and
Nice.
and $5 shipping, and I had $10 worth of points, so I got them for basically $35 for the pair.
Cool.
So basically, I paid $35 for Optimus and got a free Ratchet.
That's cool.
Yeah. Last two things I got went into Target the other day after the sale ended, and got Studio Series Dino and the Bumblebee that I was talking about earlier about using for Gold Bug.
Cybertronian from the
Bumblebee movie. Cybertronian Bumblebee.
B127.
Yep. I had these on pre-order at Target back during the buy one get one half off figure sale 4 or 5 months ago, and I showed them to the service desk, and I said, I've had several things at Target.com has been canceled just for no reason, and they're not even showing a release until May. Since they're in the store, and I showed them that each one was 20, but my total was only 30. They went ahead and price matched it while I was at the store.
Oh, cool!
So that was nice. That was nice of them to do that.
Oh, wow.
So I was able to go ahead and get them for the price that I ordered. Other than that, that's really all I got. It wasn't for lack of trying, because I hit multiple targets going down to my aunt's for an early Easter on Saturday.
Oh yeah, I heard you had some good Duke's Mayo deviled eggs.
Those are the saddest deviled eggs I have ever
Hush,
ate
Don.
in my life.
Hush.
They're sad.
Don, you are the most southern boy I've ever seen.
They were sad. They were like, well, I guess we're deviled
Hush,
eggs.
Don.
I don't know. But yeah, that's all I've got.
Chris, you said you didn't have anything, right?
I don't, but I want to go over the Kingdom Deluxes from last week because I hadn't opened them yet.
And Core Class Starscream.
Yeah, so Core Class Starscream is interesting. Like, I knew at this point what to expect from the transformation, which honestly I kind of wish I hadn't, because discovering that in the moment probably would have been really cool.
It was really cool.
At the same time, though, like, understanding what I needed to do with this to get some of the parts to move was beneficial, although I probably could have got out the instructions. Wait, no, Hasbro instructions. Ha 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 ha. No, the transformation is actually really interesting. It's similar in scope to Rat Trap, but it does things completely differently and unexpectedly. Like Rat Trap, I described as being like a miniaturized deluxe. Starscream kind of has the same complexity level going, but it doesn't do anything I remember ever having like a deluxe size toy do. So like it's working in a completely different kind of space. It's a very unique experience. And the robot mode is pretty good. The chest looks wide in photos. I always thought this looked kind of bad from the stock photos. It does not have that effect in person near as much. And the jet mode is surprisingly compact. Like for a jet transformer of this size, usually you would expect a lot of like underhang and like obvious robot parts. And yeah, you got the arms under the wings and the robot chest, but like for the most part, it cleans up pretty good. It's nowhere near as clean as the Voyager Starscream, but it's way better than I would expect a toy of this size to be. As for the deluxes, my Huffer has a form of the same problem Don was describing. I don't think it's quite as severe as what he was talking about, and I think it's a result of the tabs on the back of the cab section. When you tab them into the robot arms, I think that is pulling the cab back a little bit, back and down. And there's no way to undo that without not having the cab tabbed in. But what I'm finding is you don't really need those tabs for anything. So if it really bothered someone, you could probably trim those tabs off of there or file them down a little bit so they sit different in the arm sockets. And you could get the vehicle mode to look more level and not really lose any functional stability. Like my Huffer has really tight joints overall, so I'm not worried about the vehicle mode being able to hold together with fewer tabs. Apart from that, go ahead, Don.
Sorry, I was gonna say. I just think for me, it's more like I really care more for pipes than Huffer, and I really wanted this to be like it's because it's the first pipes figure we've got in God knows how long. Well, yeah. So I'm more upset that the mold won't make a good pipes versus what it does to Huffer.
Yeah, I think the same thing will probably apply with pipes, where trimming those pegs will probably make the whole thing work a little bit better, and it could even be like the difference between grapple and ironhide, where somebody realizes early enough that it's not quite working as intended, and those parts could get factory modified for the second use. Yeah, Huffer is pretty good overall. I like that you can use the accessories to turn them into like a little utility truck instead of being a yard tractor exclusively. It makes it feel a little bit more complete on its own rather than just being like an accessory for Earthrise Prime's trailer. And the robot mode is okay. I kind of wish the truck cab hood thing would pull out away from the body a little bit more just to free up some room for the arms. The only thing I don't really like is in the transformation, the shoulders unclip from the torso and fold backward, but there is like seriously 1 millimeter of clearance between the front wheels and the shoulder panels. And if you don't get that part just right, the wheels will not roll. There's just not room for both of them to exist together. And that's something I would like to see not be a thing. But like other than that, it's a pretty nice little toy, and it's certainly the best Huffer update we've ever gotten. Ractonite is fine. It doesn't really stand out to me the same way Paleotrex did. I agree with everybody who's saying that you should probably like immediately reverse the orientation of the dinosaur head arm in the robot mode, so that the frill is sticking up. It makes it look better, and it just kind of works a little bit better. You can make a pretty cool like kind of a pike weapon with the tail drill piece and a few of the other parts. So there's definitely like interesting weaponizer configurations on this. But like overall, there's just something about it where it's not quite as compelling to me as Tyrannosaurus skeleton. Air Razor though is by far the winner of the wave for me. It feels like an original Beast Wars toy in its engineering and how the parts come together and everything. Like it just works really nicely. I can see what Brian was talking about with the all the wing hinges and folding it together into like the backpack configuration and everything. But like for the bird mode, all those hinges work really well to your advantage. It does a great just like sitting bird posture. And even in the robot mode, that's an anamorph.
Yeah.
Even in robot mode, the wings get out of the way really well. Like it's really well managed backpack parts. And like it definitely has the original Beast Wars problem of please don't look at this from the bottom. but it's very well managed besides that. If the colors were a little bit more unified, you probably would not even really like pick out the individual robot parts on the underside of the bird. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. And I was lucky apparently to get one where the dots on the eyes in robot mode were mostly even with each other. I've seen some very wild-eyed air razors from other people's pictures. So if you only want to get one thing out of this wave, Air Razor probably is worth your time. And that's pretty much all for my recap.
Cool. John, anything, or did you get any more time with Unicron?
No, I've barely touched Unicron. That's not a insult. I mean, I don't know. He looks cool in in planet mode, and so he's going to probably stay there for a couple months. And when I run out of things to do, I might transform him. But looking good over there, buddy. Looking good. Otherwise, no, I haven't got anything. Do you want to say anything about Unicron? Because you tweeted something kind of similar.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just start off with Unicron. So I got it last week. I've hardly, I say it hardly, I probably spent an hour with it, just holding it, applying the rings to it and everything, and putting the wings on and the little spiky trim stuff requires a little bit of manipulation of the panels and stuff. And just this is not an invitation for people to ask me to sell it, but like my initial reaction is I'm not crazy about it. It's just too big. It's way too big. It's too big and too heavy. Like the panels, I'm certain that they're somehow it's accounted for when it's in robot mode, but there is just no friction or anything on the I guess joints, not the right word, but whatever the mechanism is that holds that connects the panel to the panel to the body. It just hangs limp. And it just doesn't feel good. It just feels weird. It's just this toy's too big and too heavy, at least in planet mode, and I'm not too excited about it. So the head is as a separate piece when you get it, and it's, even though I know the toy is 29 inches tall, just as big as it is in planet mode, the head seems really small when you hold it in hand. And I guess proportion wise, it's right, but it just feels too weird. But when I'm holding it and looking at the head, like the complaints on that maw being blue just seems silly. It just seems really silly. It's so small, and just using a silver Sharpie to fix that should take like 30 seconds. Like it just, I don't see the frustration with that holding it. It just seems inconsequential. But just generally speaking, my initial gut reaction, just holding it and messing with it, is just it's just way too big. It's just too much Transformer.
Now imagine the way you feel about this, like finished production, theoretically not very fragile one. Imagine the terror someone felt with those prototypes.
Oh God!
Made of resin and 3D printed parts, and one transforming model. And if anything broke on it, they were ruined.
Yeah. So Blade in the chat's asking how it compares to like G1 Fort Max, and I would say it's pretty comparable. But the joints on G1 Fort Max are tight. It's got the ratcheted joints and stuff in it, and I'm certain again this does too. But that's just it feels like a much more solid toy than this. Again, I haven't transformed it into robot mode, but those toys don't require like a stand. They don't, you don't need a stand to stick up its butt to help it, stand vertically. So I don't know. I just don't have the warm fuzzies for it yet. But in anticipation of getting Unicron, I did order something we talked about quite a bit back in 2014 and how I didn't care for it. And I changed my tune over the years, which is that SDCC Knights of Unicron set. It's still, for what you get, it's still relatively inexpensive. compared to, like a BotCon set. And it's actually, it's better than that because you get as many figures with more junk. And the packaging is nice and everything. And as soon as I, have Unicron displayed, I'm going to actually have the Knights Unicron standing with him. So I got that. But yeah. So I'm excited. So I actually had quite a bit of good luck on Easter as well. Deep cover team. I think it's great. I went to McKay's and did a little bit of searching for stuff. I skipped this the last time I went. But I'm like, screw it. I love Spy Changers. So I got the Robots in the Skies version of Mirage on the card for like $8, which is crazy. I mean, actually, original retail on it was $5 20 years ago. So $8 isn't so bad.
That was a KB release.
Yeah.
So it should have
still
been
had the
$3.
$5 sticker on it.
Oh yeah.
Vintage Toys often will still have the stickers on them if you.
McKay's is not going to remove that stuff.
Yeah. Funny enough.
Let's go up and be like, this says it's $5.
Yeah, but it's on the McKay sticker. Funny enough, something else I got at McKay's is also carded from Universe. Long Shot, which is Ramulus. Ramulus from Universe.
That says Longhorn.
Longhorn, sorry. Again, I'm running a fever and I'm half asleep. So it's on the card, it was like $30, which, actually it was slightly under the eBay going price, but there were 3 McKay's price stickers on it. It was like $30. Then the one under it was $35. So the price had dropped. But the sticker under that, the McKay sticker under that was $16. So the original price on it was half. So, yeah, I thought it was worth it. I don't even know that I don't know that I even had this. So before, so
that's one of the ones I forgot existed.
Yeah, me too. Something else I got I at McKay's, again, I think $5. My first ever Animorph Tobias, the deluxe version, not the Voyager version or the Mega version.
Mega.
Yeah. So, $5. He's not bad, actually. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Not great.
So I got that.
Animorphs have one fundamental flaw, which is that they have to be humans part of the time.
Yeah. I haven't opened this, but I found this at Walmart today, and it was at Target, which is a Studio Series Bumblebee Starscream.
Ah.
Yeah. So Walmart had it today. I don't know that I'm going to open it. I don't know that I care enough. I mentioned last week the Z75 sales, Mirage that I got. And in the same box of stuff, I mentioned that there was a pristine Soundwave. Of course, last week I'd mentioned that Mirage was probably a sample of the Chinese reissues from 1990, because the Japan stamp, or the Japan stamp, had been taken off the mold. So the Soundwave came, also pristine, beautiful. Does not include any accessories. Now, the closest thing to an accessory it has is the quote unquote battery cover on the back. But this does not have the Japan copyright or date removed from it. So this is probably just a vintage G1 Soundwave that was being used for reference. Mm-hmm. But really, really nice. So glad to have that. Bought at the same time from Z75 sales. I actually thought this was the one Maximal and one Predacon version, but they're both Predacons, but they're two different variations. So before Hasbro bought Galoob and brought Micro Machines into their portfolio, there's something called Microverse, which I didn't even remember.
Oh.
And there's a Maximal and Predacon set of a play set. So I got, I guess that's Tarantulas. Yeah. It's like a Tarantulas play set with little itty bitty teeny tiny robots. And and vehicles or something. So one set they're yellow, and in the other set they're green. So no, it's hard to tell, but so I guess I need to track down the maximal set. Oh,
Hey Brian, that maximal set, the whale, I think it has some breakage issues with the way the whale parts unfold along the spine. I mean, if you're going to open them, I think there's some breakage issues.
I probably won't. I'll probably just keep it in the package, just like this, to go with it. If I can find them in the package, and if I can't, I'll live with it because I can live with it.
You can, yeah.
And it's not the last thing, but it's close to it. I mentioned last week how I bought. I was buying Kiss players. Actually,
I like how he lowered his voice.
Yeah. Actually, Kim came into my office and saw the Convoy Cross Marissa Kiss player set, and she did not disappoint. She said, and I quote,
"Oh, she was disappointed."
Yeah. What in the hell is that, and why do you have it? Just like just like that, in one sentence. It was beautiful. I explained to her it was a Transformer, one that I didn't have, and I was ashamed when I bought it. I felt genuine shame, and she accepted that. She sort of shook her head and walked away. But I mentioned.
Did you explain to her that you were the only one on the podcast who felt a need to own it?
No, I didn't
think that
know
would
that.
be counterproductive, Matt.
But I had mentioned how I was ordering the Auto Rooper Atari. God, I'm looking at it. It looks so I can't. Yeah, the one that includes like the Legends scale Auto Rooper. But what I actually got, that's what I paid for. But I actually got the full size one sent to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I contacted the seller, and I'm like, look. I kind of felt bad because it's kind of like, I guess if somebody was going to go buy porn at the porn store, you don't want to talk to the person at the counter. But I'm like, look, I was buying the small one, and he sent me the big one. And I think they were worried that I was going to give them negative feedback or something. And I'm like, look, I was probably going to get this anyway. I will give you. I found the last one that sold, and I'm like, I can give you the difference between what the last one that sold and what I paid for this. And they're like, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, look, I would feel guilty doing that. It was an error. I'm not going to take advantage of you.
You also feel guilty owning it.
I feel guilty owning it. Yeah. So what I'm like, hey, just do this. Just put the one that I bought online back up, tack on the difference to it, and I'll just buy it now. And that's what they did. So very quickly, God, I don't even want to look at it. The Legend scale one came very, very quickly after. God, I hate this so much. I'm looking at the back, and I don't even want to show it. You can Google what it looks like. It's horrible.
Well, Brian, just keep in mind, the fiction around it aside, that Auto Trooper figure is it's
Auto Rooper.
Well,
I want to call it Auto Trooper too. I've been calling it Auto Trooper forever.
Most people call it Auto Trooper. It's just,
Yeah. But I mean, that was like the inspiration for using the ratchet mold for the BotCon, the generic Transformer grunts. But I mean, that figure is the same one as the Mazda Zoom and the Jazz figure. It's a really good figure, and the safety cones become a gun. I mean, it's a really interesting figure.
I mean,
fiction aside.
Yeah, certainly the toys have merit up to a point.
Yeah, and if you look at the packaging, how sweet it is. Atari is kissing Auto Rooper right there. It's just so sweet.
Yeah, unfortunately, the boxes have art on them.
It's horrible.
But I also wouldn't recommend buying Kiss Players toys loose and used.
No. God, no. So one more thing. The one I was most excited about, I got a little deflated about it today, and I'll tell you why. So this is something that's been on my eBay search list for over a year, like a year and a half, 2 years. It's the first one that's popped up. So immediately I bid on it. It is G2 Optimus Prime from Dairy Queen.
Oh, yes.
I've wanted this for
Awesome.
at least a couple years. Not going to say what I paid for it.
Because it was too much.
It was too much.
By any objective measure.
By any objective measure. The stickers on the front are good. The stickers on the back are not.
Yeah, but how often do you even see one of those? Like,
Yeah, you don't.
You can't be picky.
You don't.
Can't be picky.
But guess what? Somebody on Twitter today tweeted at me. They're like, hey, they tweeted out that they found one at a secondhand store. This and a bunch of other Transformers. It had no stickers, but otherwise was in perfect condition. This plus like 5 other Transformers, they paid $15.
Dang.
Like yesterday or this weekend. And they had tagged me in it because they saw that I bought this. And good for them. That is awesome. I am super happy that they found that. It doesn't take, I don't want to take anything away from them on that. I'm happy that I have this one. Now I just need the Checkers Rhinox or the Rowley's Rhinox, whatever you want to call it.
And those are pretty expensive too.
Yeah, but I think less than this. I've seen a couple of those pop up that I just happen to miss. So this is the first one I've come across in a while. So
okay, I'll rephrase. They're pretty expensive from my point of view
for what they are.
For what a Rowley's Rhinox is. Yes.
Yeah, I mean they're probably comparable to a St. Louis Happy Meal toy.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. So. So I was very happy to get that. That's something I'm super excited about putting up and displaying. So and that's what I got this week.
The KISS players for sure.
Oh God. Hey, again, if you want to, actually tfradio.net/shirt. We have lots of shirts. I've been seeing them in the wild. People wearing them on like Twitter and stuff. Triplet had his mask on that he was posing with that tickled my fancy when I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Triplet's wearing a shirt or a mask from tfradio.net/shirt. Actually, when he visited recently, the first time we've been actually in the same location in a year, he was wearing a shirt. So thank you to anybody wearing one of our shirts. You can buy one at tfradio.net/shirt. There's a lot of cool designs.
I'm glad he was wearing a shirt if he came over.
Yeah. But we also have our Patreon, which I mentioned earlier, but we thank our patrons at the touch tier every week. And this is current as of the end of March. If we have any new folks at the touch tier, I will be adding them over the next week if anybody is no longer at the touch tier. And why would you leave? You can be on History on the Fives. They'll drop off. But right now, at least current as of the end of the month, Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Cheesy Patty, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Matthew Dedman, Jonathan James, Nathan Sampy, Ness, Joey Russell, Jason Hiley, Mike Mallory, Jason W. Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, who has his 2 Unicrons already, Spider Bob, Mighty Orbots, and Nataku 1-17. So thank you all so much. And if you want to be mentioned on the show or want to be on the History on the Fives podcast, you can just go to patreon.com/tfradio and sign up.
And Sean, if you want to be mentioned again, just send me one of your Unicrons since you have 2.
Sure. Sure you will.
I was going to drive down and pick up Brian's.
Actually, if you want to get jealous, I probably shouldn't mention this on this show because this has a substantially larger audience than History on the Fives does. But he is looking to buy me. I really shouldn't say this. He's looking to buy a Lucky Draw Unicron.
I didn't even know there was a.
Yep. But he's not trying to do it on eBay. He's looking to do. Actually, heck yeah! If you have one and you're looking to sell it, hit me up. I can connect you with Sean. he is seriously looking to buy one. So yeah, that's a little bit out of my price range. More power to him. So yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I'm running a fever. I'm pretty sure, and I'm definitely tired. So I'm gonna just.
You're pretty sure you're tired.
I'm tired. I am just exhausted. I'm gonna fall asleep.
Diecast, have you ever been so tired that you can no longer actually like tell how tired you are? It's there's a similarity to being drunk where you pass a certain point and you just cannot perceive that you are compromised anymore.
Wouldn't you just pass out?
No,
Eventually.
Eventually, but no, not immediately.
I mean, there was that time I was driving home from TFCon Toronto when I passed out and almost crashed my Corvette into the.
It is entirely possible to fall asleep at least at a very at a I guess a high functioning level of sleep where you're like momentarily unconscious. That happens.
Yeah, my head didn't even dip. I was just out, like zoned or something. I don't even know what happened still.
Yeah, okay. TFRadio.net. We have all our links there. I am B. Kilby on Twitter, Brian Kilby on Instagram, and you can find all my other podcast stuff at briankilby.com. Diecast. How do people get a hold of you?
They can call me on my cell phone. No, you can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. Like my reviews on reviews by tfradio.net/reviews. And I'm on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast.
John.
That John D everywhere.
Including Twitch.
Yeah, I was working on it tonight. Oh, I mean, I was focused completely on the show.
Okay,
yeah, of course.
Pardon me.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4 EVR.
Excellent. Chris.
Playwithphotography.com for my toy photography work and articles relating to said toy photography, etc. You can also find my work on social media on Instagram at playwithphotography or at playwithphotos on Twitter. If you like what I'm doing and want to show some support, help me do more of it, you can become a patron at patreon.com/playwithphotos for as little as $2 per month. I'm personally on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. If you follow me there, you'll see me tweet out when I put up a news desk or have other, hobby news to share, or I'm selling things. I'm selling things right now because I'm trying to buy myself a little, tablet laptop thing.
I saw that, but you only had like 3 things, so I was confused.
Well, some of the things sold.
Oh, great!
You had more than 3?
Yes,
I missed.
I remade the thread yesterday.
Oh, I missed that.
To remove the things that had sold already. There were more things on there, and the stuff that's still on there is some of the higher pricier stuff I have to sell just to kind of make the process go a little bit faster. And so far, it's working out in my favor. But if anybody is interested in checking that out and kicking in toward offsetting the cost of the laptop I want to buy, it's on my Twitter at ChrisRTXV. Unrelatedly, because I'm not going to buy the laptop off of Amazon because they don't have the specs I want. I have an Amazon wish list, which you can find at tfradio.net/ChrisList if you want to just do a nice thing and send me something.
Sweet. Rob.
What about if we want to do a mean thing? Can you put stuff on there that you don't want, and then you have to eat it, I don't know, like jalapenos or something?
Okay, so not something that I would have to eat, but on my wish list I do have the DVD sets of Star Trek Voyager and Star Trek Enterprise. So that's kind of like doing a mean thing to me.
Mean, yeah.
Okay, I'm on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Rob Flails. Yeah, I'm getting kind of tired here too. Flailthroughs is the name of my YouTube channel. I cover a Gundam game called Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PS4 and 5. And it's a free-to-play loot box-based robot game, but it's pretty well done for being all of those things. So if you want to check it out, youtube.com/flailthroughs. If you like what I'm doing there, patreon.com/flailthroughs. If you would rather just send me stuff instead, tfradio.net/playlist.
Cool. Rob Springer is not here, of course, and he hasn't been in 15 years, but he is at Rob Springer on Twitter and his.org. We miss you, Rob Springer.
I think it's only been 8 years.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. We'll see you
We're
this
not
weekend after Hasbro Pulse Fan Fest. Have a
Are we
good
doing
one.
something over the weekend?
on Saturday.
Yes, he's.
We talked about this last week.
And we talked about it earlier tonight too.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Don. See ya. Okay. That's a long one. People watching live. I'm not even going to pretend we're going to have a post show or not. I need to get this posted here in like the next 30 minutes.
Half of us are ready to pass out right now. So.
Yeah, so people watching live, we're going to see you next week, but hopefully you can listen to whatever we record, and hopefully you can see us on or me on the thing Friday. We'll see how that goes. So goodbye, YouTube.